Hey guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. Welcome to my new show. Okay, I'm going to do a put it on the glass. If you want to send me one of your settlements, that would be awesome. truckingalongfun@gmail.com. That's truckingalongfun@gmail.com. And, if you really are making a lot of money, then I want to know. I want to share it with people. I want to know what you're doing that's so different from other people that we can help everybody become better. And I did go and record something. I'll do the whole explanation of why it's important for cents per mile. I will, explain some different things of why cents per mile is important when people don't think it is. If you look here on the settlement, these settlements are anywhere from 15 to 20 pages long. And I have seen literally hundreds over the years. So yes, I know what I'm talking about. And if you look in the first column, that is your week expenses, your week revenue charges. They do it as revenue up top, and then the next section is your operation costs. But they do it the weekly total and then the weekly cents per mile. Then the next column is your annual total and your annual cents per mile. And then they do your lease to date total and lease to date cents per mile. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to explain why that's important. But the fact that you're actually paying Prime $10 a week to make these settlements, and guess what? Prime also breaks down your revenue, your loads. They break down to a cents per mile. So let me see. Sounds like it's important. I don't think that they'd have, take the time to, charge you and put it on there if it wasn't important. So this first settlement here, this is a lease team, okay? If you look, the top line, this is the most important piece, as far as I'm concerned, of somebody's settlement, because it gives you the operation costs and then it gives you your profits. That cash flow, it's statement of income and expenses. That's your cash. That's your net to bank. Okay. So in case somebody didn't know that, that's what that means. That's your profit line. And yes, I'm being a little sarcastic for somebody who's trying to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Your operating expenses on this truck for this one particular week was $5,073. Below that, they made a profit of $52.98. Okay. Now, that's that week. And this is also their very last settlement for December. So this is their annual end of the year settlement. So they usually run a little bit better than that, to be honest with you. But I don't know if they took home time, for Christmas and stuff like that. But if you look, the next column is $1.22 per mile in operation costs. And then below that, they made $1.27 per mile profit. That's what they made that week. $1.27 per mile profit. The next column is what they did for the whole year. Okay. Now they paid out this operation cost. What they paid out $198,383. That was $1 and almost 9 cents. It's 1.086. So they paid out almost $1.09 per mile in operation costs. Okay. So they paid out $198,000. They made $169,000. They made $169,343. Okay. And it came out to 92.7 cents per mile. So this team, that they didn't get their truck, I believe, until the first week in April. This team was at 92 cents per mile profit, made $169,000. Okay. So you figure is probably April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it's close to 9 months. So when you figure that out, it comes out to like close to $18,000 a month, something like that. So in 7 months, I think it was, so I think in 7 months it was $131,000, because I had to break it down by the month because somebody out there is claiming they made $130,000 as a solo in 7 months. And no, I'm too smart for that, sweetie. I'm not believing that. So this was a team that was running from April, and I know the truck was like in the shop for a couple weeks, and people, I have no proof of what people's downtimes are and things like that. So sometimes when I'm doing this, it's a little hard, but that's again why it's important to go back to the whole cents per mile aspect, is because then I have something to compare it to. Here is somebody else. This is a solo. This was actually his first one of the new year. He thought he sent me the end of the year, and he sent me the previous one, the next one. So if you look this 1 week, his operation costs were $2,500. Cost him $1.98 a mile, almost $2 a mile. And then below that is his profit, which is $306. And that put him at 23 cents a mile, 24 cents a mile profit. Why? Because this was his first pay of the new year. So I'm going to guess that he was probably off a week during the holidays. But what's interesting about this is, because you can see in the second column, it's the same numbers. So I know this is the first check of the new year. Okay. But if you look in the last 2 columns, this is the important part, because this is a guy who's been leasing for a while. Okay. He's got $339,847 that in operation costs that he paid out. He paid out $339,000, which came to $1.17 in operation costs for his entire lease to date. Okay. And this is another reason why it's really good to break it down cents per mile when you're comparing, to see if you're doing well compared to other people. Okay. One of the reasons is we start leases don't start in January. You can get a truck in April. You can turn that in at the end of the year. You go get another truck. People are constantly taking short leases. And again, like I said, you could be solo, you could be team. Some people like just hop in and off the trucks. I have husband-wife teams that the wife will get off the truck in the summertime and go take care of the grandkids. So anyway, he paid $339,000 to make $203,000. So $203,000 was his profit lease to date, and that came to 70 cents a mile. Okay, so here's another one. This is also a solo driver. Okay. His operation costs were $2,894. Okay. And so his operation costs were $1.22 per mile. His net to bank was $1,277, and he made that week profit 54 cents a mile. It's 53.9, so 54 cents a mile is what he made. This last column, these last 2 columns, this last section, he paid out $172,000 and made $102,000. So if you look, his operation costs lease to date was $1 a mile. Okay. Now, his profit, lease to date profit, is 59.7 cents per mile. That's his profit. That's net to bank. And these are all different people. people want to sit here and say, oh no, you only have bad drivers, or why aren't you showing successful drivers? Well, guess what? First off, what's somebody's idea of success? I've had people come to me and try to tell me that they're making $1.50 profit per mile. Crap. The hell you are. I'm sorry. You're not. And if you are, I want to see it. Put it on the glass. So here's somebody else. I don't know how this one worked. I should have asked him about this because his expenses was the exact same as his profit. And I'm not sure how that worked that week. So he paid out $2,100 in expenses, and he made $2,100 into his bank. And then this annual is he paid out $116,000. Okay. And he made $67,433. He paid out $1.20 per mile, $1.21 per mile as operating costs to make 69.9 cents a mile. So make 70 cents a mile. If you have a settlement, then go ahead and send it to me. I'd love to see it. If you look at what I just showed you, people are pretty much, around 70 cents a mile on average for their entire lease. And that's because the freight rates were so high. Before last year, it really was 65 cents a mile. And I can keep showing you that. And I'll do another video because I just think that people need to understand what they're really making. I have settlements from a YouTuber who was on bragging about how much money he was making, and he averaged 48 cents a mile. And I'll show you that in the next video. I won't tell you who the YouTuber was, but, and he was TNT team driving. He was doing TNT training, and his profit came out to 48 cents a mile. But yet he was bragging about how much money he was making and how I don't know what I'm talking about. And, I'm stupid for being company. And I'm like, okay, I just laugh when people tell me that kind of thing. So, and I don't really care if people go lease, do whatever makes you happy, but understand what you're looking at and don't be disingenuous. Some people either don't know what they're really making, and it can be harmful. Yes, it can be harmful to new people coming in when you're sitting here telling them, oh, I made $300,000 last year, and they're expecting that's what they're going to make, and they don't realize how much you're paying it for operation costs. Not only is it going to ruin their expectations, but it can really affect somebody's self-esteem because they feel like they're not doing as well. Like they got to do better. They got to do better. So, that's it for today. If you want to continue listening to me talk, I'm going to give some other explanations. I might put it on a separate video. I'll just do it on a separate video. And stop with the company versus lease crap because it really gets old. Somebody made a comment saying, I've seen a few settlements. Now, I've seen literally hundreds. And one of the reasons why I've seen hundreds is because when I go into a terminal, I didn't even want to do laundry in the terminal because I felt like I was getting, harassed. People will walk up to me with their phones in their hands and say, look how much money I made this week. And then I scroll down their settlement and say, yeah, and look, that's what you averaged. This is what you average. So I don't care what you made this week. We all have huge paychecks we could put on the screen, but what you average is what matters, and it's not all that different. All right. So like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Go ahead and type all your hate comments down below about how my drivers on here don't know what they're doing, that they should have ran harder, they're lousy, blah, 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 because I know that's what's going to happen. And, hopefully we can learn together. But like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye.